Okay. Maybe we are already live. I'll wait for a confirmation. Welcome back, Axel. Can anybody confirm if we are already live on YouTube? Back, not front. On the back foot in terms of the Cthulhu IPO. But on the front foot in terms of Cleo and Napoleon. Let's see who makes a profit today on these IPOs. Oh, welcome, Destroyer. Now we can hear you. Very good, very good.
Anyways, hello.
Yes, hello YouTube, and hello to everybody who is already live with us today. We have the new top 10 countdown for September, slightly delayed 1 week. Of course, this countdown will not have the new Yukata yet considered, given that she was just released yesterday. But we will see potentially 3 new units in Cthulhu, in Napoleon, and in Earth Dark Cleopatra, which are all potentially in the top 10, but definitely in the rankings. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Will we see them in the top 10? What are your thoughts on that?
I think Excel lost his Chulto bet.
That is
Oh,
correct.
you troll. Yes, I'm pissed, but it's fine.
Oh, you're fun. At least you have a Ecleo and Napoleon bet at 1 million. You definitely get a profit of 2 million or so.
Well, let's see. Let's see. Everything is possible, to be honest. Could be an up or a down. But yeah, the sentiment for sure is that Cthulhu is the top runner in terms of where people think she will land in these rankings. Napoleon on second and Earth Dark Cleopatra on third. But which of them do you think will land in the top 10? I mean, you can also use the text chat. What are your thoughts there? I love the typing ASMR. Nice. But hopefully you can also hear some other stuff. I mean, I am switching to a different network very soon, so if we have some connections problems, then it should hopefully be the last time when I finally get stable internet connection after 6 years in my apartment. Whoa, Cthulhu has triple pull here. Okay, so Destroyer saying only Cthulhu will make it into the top 10? Or even top 3, given the 3 copies?
Oh, that's not something like a foreshadowing.
Maybe. Okay, Axel is saying Napoleon won't be top 10. The great old one supremacy. Yeah, that passive is really broken. Let's see. Laura agrees. Okay, well, I mean, what was the? Let me check. What was the last time necessary true power amount to get into the top 10? That was 5.9 million true power. So yeah, in terms of the IPOs, Napoleon and Earth Dark Cleopatra did not get that amount of true power. Last time, number 10, we had Bride Lancelot. But speaking of brides, I'm gonna reveal quickly the number 28, which is a bride character. Can you guess who that is?
Ludmilla.
Bride Ludmilla?
Astrid.
Bride Astrid, okay. Bride Snow White. Good guesses here. Lava going with Bride Ludmilla as well. And I'm gonna reveal it. Excel also saying that, Destroyer also saying that, and yeah, it is Bright Ludmilla at number 28 this time. After 1,200 days in the game, she is still being used by 45% of all top teams. Yeah, pretty decent longevity, I would say. I think all top 10 characters right now would be very happy to achieve this, to stay in the top 28 for such a long time. But let's see if they can actually make it. Meanwhile, on YouTube, we have Leander chiming in, saying Cthulhu might go up until the 3rd place. He's still seeing sleep teams everywhere, and he's also seeing Earth Ludmilla and Cerberus going higher. Okay, let's see. So some guard increase. I mean, recently, with this kind of Hijikata release, Zigza apparently is taking active effort in nerfing guards or establishing some anti-guard units. So maybe they are doing well right now. On the other hand, as a counter argument, of course, we have somebody like Cthulhu who, to speak frankly, doesn't really give a shit about any guards and just randomly attacks all over the place. But yeah, all right, then I think we have all the grounds covered. I think we can start and look into the number 10 first. What do you guys think? Who will get the number 10 spot? Last time it was Bright Lancelot. Yeah, Clover is reposting. Thanks for that. So we had Bright Lancelot at 10 last time. We had Water Cinderella at 11. We had Dark Cinderella at 9. So those were the units last time that were around the 10th place. Blood Moon with definitely Himiko. Well, maybe the anniversary banner gives her a boost, but that was only released after the data collection. Then we have Unicorn, Dark Cinderella. The Unicorn, that would be quite a drop. Dark Cinderella, a slight drop. Clover and Asher agreeing with Dark Cinderella here. Interesting picks so far. Nobody going for any of the new units yet. Destroyer with Water Cinderella. Let's see. I mean, the thing is, these recent releases, I mean, yeah, Earth Dark Cleopatra is a bit of a sleep unit, but Cthulhu and Napoleon are definitely very anti-Water Cinderella, I would say. Let's see if she can reach the top 10. It all depends on the different server matters, of course, but as usual, 20 clusters are considered, so more than 50% of the whole Evertale universe is reflected in this data. Asher is going with a true power guess for the number 10 unit. Interesting. 6.5 million. That would be higher than last time, right? Yeah, so that would be further concentration at the top. Jason going with Napoleon, so first new unit guess. All right, I mean, Blood Moon going with a more serious guess than the Himiko, which is Ilot or Yukata Ludmilla, I assume. Also a possibility, I would say. I mean, last time she was number 8, and let's see what happens. But for now, I have to say all these guesses. I mean, as usual, the number 10 guess is probably the hardest of the whole game, of the whole evening, or well, depending on where you're tuning in. But no guess was correct yet, so it's not Dark Cinderella on number 10. It is not Napoleon, it is not Unicorn, it is not Himiko, it is not Yukata Ludmilla. All right, so Destroyer going with Bright Lancelot now, Jason with Water Cinderella, Clover with Percival. Quite the variety. Axel, the Ludmilla guess was already made. It's not Yukata Ludmilla this time. Oh, Destroyer going with Cerberus. That would be the first time, I think, in 2024 that a fire unit enters the top 10. Okay, Clover, I guess, is assuming that Bright Lancelot could not hold the top 10 position. Axel coming with Dark Sun Wukong. Also interesting guess. I think that was number 12 last time. And definitely with Cthulhu, we have more poison flying around potentially. Napoleon was already guessed. All right. Then let's kick it off, I think. Let's reveal the very first unit because at least one of you got it correctly. And it was someone who was doubting their own guess, I think. It was Clover who was going with Percival at number 10, and she indeed drops to that spot with over 1 million true power lost. She's down 3 ranks compared to August. That is mistakenly comparing to July. But yeah, this is the current state. Percival dropping, and I think it makes some sense because the platoon 1 spot is a bit more contested now, and yeah, darkness might also be on the rise, which is of course her anti-element. That is that is very good point. So everybody who was short on Percival does get some good profit in Evertrade. But I mean, to be fair, she's still top 10 in every single region. In the Americas, she's even number 6. So very good unit still, 67.5% usage across the world. And yeah, as Sexy Sloth is saying here, the power creep is catching up, but she is still a very, very good universal unit, pretty much outside of Sleep Team. And Percival definitely still somebody to keep in mind, and with a very decent execute skill as well, I would say. Overall, very, very nice package, especially, of course, together somebody like Cleopatra. All right, then we already have the first reveal down. We can already move on to the next guess, to the next spot in the rankings. And we are just getting started. So number 9 guesses. What do you guys think? You can post your guesses in the X channel on YouTube in the live comments, or of course via voice chat. Yeah, not a lot of people except myself talking right now, so feel free to take the stage whenever you feel like it. Okay, Destroyer. Destroyer. You want to say something about your guess?
But it should be Excel talking, right?
I was busy doing emojis, man.
Oh,
Priorities,
yeah.
Excel.
Emoji. Looking forward to the Guya swimsuit emojis, okay? So go silent. I'll talk.
All right. Okay, meanwhile we have some darkness guesses and some Cinderella guesses, or a combination thereof, with Destroyer going with Dark Cinderella for number 9, Clover going with Dark Cleopatra, not the new one, I assume. Then we have Water Cinderella from Jason. Bright Lancelot from Asher, so that would actually be a rise of a god. Sexy Sloth also going with Dark Cleopatra. Well, I mean, 6 are really kind of screwed us there with calling the new Earth Cleopatra Dark Cleopatra, but I am assuming that Clover and Sexy Sloth are referring to the original Dark Cleopatra and not the new one. Origin Cleo. Okay, got it. Normal Cleo then. I mean, it's very confusing, but I guess Sixer was feeling funny, and so they went for it. Sky Gaming on YouTube is saying you deserve way more attention. Thanks for that. Feel free to share around. Also, during this event, always good to have a lot of people tuning in and guessing along in terms of who is gonna be top ranked of this of this month. All right, so Destroyer is guessing both Napoleon and Earth Cleopatra now. Okay. All right, seems like those are all the guesses. Does anybody else have a guess? Oh, Destroyer saying Cleo goes up with Cthulhu. Well, on the one hand, Cleopatra, well, the original Dark Cleopatra is a poison unit, of course, and is also of the dark element, has some synergy with Cthulhu, but on the other hand, Cthulhu is kind of a wild card or a chaotic unit, which isn't always ideal, I would say, given that she Cthulhu. Well, I mean, yeah, Cthulhu, if she kills an imposter, at least she gets another turn, but because you would prefer her to kill actual enemy units. All right. I can see the arguments for that. Thanks, by the way, for the emoji reactions on YouTube. Much appreciated. And we are gonna reveal the number 9 because one or more than one of you have already got it right. So that was actually pretty impressive. We have a unit coming up next that is of the dark element, and it is a unit that is struggling compared to August, I would say. And that is mostly, I think, because she is getting pushed back out of the Platoon 1. And outside of Platoon 1, she isn't quite as impactful or reliable as she is outside of it. And that means, of course, we have the original Dark Cleopatra on number 9 with nearly 2 million true power loss. This is quite the fall. Destroyer, are you long? Are you long Cleopatra?
What?
That would be a little rough. Oh man. Well, sometimes, you know, the good units have to go. I mean, she did have quite the impressive run, I think, in the top 6 for like 2/3 of a year.
Oh my god, let's go! Big profit!
Axel realizing he has short position on on Cleopatra. Very nice. Good. All right. Oh, Destroyer is a bit heartbroken, I reckon, but maybe Kaguya rank next month can heal his pain. But for now, I mean, yeah, we already mentioned why Dark Cleopatra probably dropped that much. It's harder and harder to justify a spot in the first platoon, or rather in the starting lineup of a team, and so her impact on battles is definitely reducing. But moving on already, we are looking forward to the number 8, which last time was Yukata Ludmilla. We already had Percival fall even below that from number 7. And we had also Dark Cleopatra fall from number 6. So I guess if the pattern continues, the next one should be Unicorn. I don't know if you guys think that could be it, or what other guesses you have. Sexy's Lost saying, yeah, she already had a big drop of last time. Yeah, Cleopatra was, I think, 2 or 3 months ago. She was still pretty much top 3, right? Or top 4 even. So yeah, now the fall begins for sure. Destroyer still going with Dark Cinderella, I guess. Clover is going with that pattern approach. So Unicorn dropping 3 spots like Dark Cleopatra and Percival did. Well, fun fact actually, with these kind of drops, with these kind of 3 rank drops, what that also means right now, kind of, I guess, is that there might be space for 3 new units in the top 10 or even in the top 8. But let's see. Destroyer, Dark Cinderella. Just so yourself. Jason going with Napoleon, so that would be a new unit. Fenrir is asking about Dark Sun Wukong. The Clover is guessing number 11 for Dark Cinderella. Okay, so that would mean she doesn't show up for now. Sexy Sloth going with Dark Sun Wukong. Clover saying Yukata Ludmilla will rise. All right, all right. Some interesting bets, some interesting guesses here for sure. But no correct guess yet. So everybody feel free to place other guesses. It's not Dark Cinderella, it's not Napoleon, it's not Unicorn, so we are breaking the pattern here a little bit. It's not Dark Sun Wukong. Escher going with Bright Lancelot yet again. We have Clover now going with Yukata Ludmilla. Destroyer going with Earth Cleopatra. Okay, so first time we have a bet for her here. Nice. Then we have Water Cinderella from Blood Moon, which would be quite the sleep rise. Last time, I think Water Cinderella came in number 11. Axel going with Yukata Ludmilla as well. And I'm gonna reveal it because I already showed it on YouTube a little bit early. We have number 8 Yukata Ludmilla. So that was correct from you, from Axel, from Clover. The guard Yukata Ludmilla stays at the 8th position and pretty much stays at the same true power level as well. She doesn't lose all that much, just 100k true power. Still top 9 in every single region and 74% of top teams use her. But yeah, not a big rise or anything. So maybe the anti-guard unit like Hichikata is actually not really necessary. But let's see. I mean, she's still number 8, so that is still decent. Clover losing 200,000. Well, to be fair, you might have even lost more if you sold Yukata Ludmilla because of the short fees. So I think this is actually a decent outcome, I guess. Destroyer went for the Cerberus. I just see that now. All right, all right. More of a neutral outcome, exactly. So Yukata Ludmilla doesn't move much, but yeah, I agree that after the Unicorn release, I actually was able to promote Yukata Ludmilla back to Platoon 1 as a starter for myself, especially together with Cthulhu. This is quite a nice combination, I have to say. Unicorn giving Yukata Ludmilla that armor to survive the initial attack from somebody like Musashi, and this way maybe surviving longer than the entire enemy team because of potential steamroll that is built into my current team. All right, so Yukata Ludmilla at 8th, so that is the first slight surprise, I guess, of the evening, but we are looking into the top 7 next. I mean, last time, if we look at the rankings that Clover posted here again, we have we had the top 6 that were pretty far removed from the rest of the crowd. So there was a big gap between number 6 and number 7. Let's see if that repeats. First, we still have number 7 to go, and we already know that number 6, who was still quite far up there last time, lost quite a bit. So it can't be any unit actually that was around number 7 last time. Cleopatra, Percival, and Yukata Ludmilla are all already ranked now, ranked from 8 to 10. So that means there is some open spot potentially at number 7. All right, Axel going with Water Anya. That would be slight drop. We have Clover going with Unicorn. Sexy Sloth going with the Dark Sun Wukong, which would be up 5 ranks. Destroyer, Dark Cinderella, which would be up 4 ranks. Jason also still going for the Bright Lancelot, which would be up 3 ranks. So nice, a lot of guesses for number 10, 11, 12. Exo is joining us as well. Very nice. We have Napoleon. Guess from Asher. Bloodmoon also going with Napoleon. Is it crazy if she goes up despite the crowd control? Still referring to Dark Cinderella. Let's see. Sexy Sloth saying, if Dark Sun Wukong doesn't come now, she will never recover. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the time for her to shine. I mean, after Unicorn release, and also maybe with some synergy with Cthulhu. There is an argument to be made that Dark Sun Wukong is a bit countered by Cthulhu, but on the other hand, what I have been observing is that sometimes she also benefits from Cthulhu, especially if Cthulhu isn't run together with Unicorn, or Unicorn is already dead. Then the Mega Poison of Cthulhu might give Dark Sun Wukong some additional potential to just keep cloning. I actually have a very fun video coming up on that took quite a long time, a very long battle, I mean. All right. Yeah, what are you saying?
Even though Dark Wukong is being countered by Cthulhu?
Yeah.
The blue lolly tentacles still buff the Wukong because the Wukong multiplies and gives mega poison that gives the Wukong free. So it's like counter anti-counter for her.
Yeah, blue lolly tentacles. I was also like, okay, I had to take a second there to realize this, but yeah.
I cannot pronounce.
Yeah. Yeah, Cthulhu. I think it should be Cthulhu. I actually looked that up before doing the review on Cthulhu because I was also confused on how to pronounce that name.
And I'm always saying Cthulhu is Chultu or something. Chultu. But it's not.
Chultu.
It's Cthulhu.
Well, let's see if Cthulhu has the true power it takes to rise even further than number 7. Nobody guessed Cthulhu yet, and since a lot of people said, okay, she will come in to the top 10, I assume that most people still think she will come in quite a lot higher. We even had some people discussing earlier that they are expecting even 10 million true power for Cthulhu, which would be only the second unit ever after Water Anya to break the 10 million true power barrier. But let's see. Already guessing some guesses as to who is number 1. We have Cthulhu in the race, Storm King Arthur, Kanye. All right. But yeah, I think we can reveal it now. We had quite a diversity of guesses in this one. And I think this is one of the biggest surprises of the event today, I would say. Quite surprising to me, at least. I mean, at least the force we are talking about here. And
it's a rare.
It is somebody who really brings the combined forces back to the battlefield. It is indeed Dark Sun Wukong. So Sexy Sloth was right there. Very good call. We have a rise of 1 million true power for Dark Sun Wukong. So the synergy is still there with units like Cthulhu and Unicorn. So very good still. She's actually ranked number 6 even in Japan with 66% of 1,000 top teams using this unit. This is quite the increase both in true power and in ranks, one has to say. That is really surprising. Honestly, I didn't expect her to rise that much. I was expecting her to break into the top 10 last month already, when she only made it to the 12th position. But yeah, it seems like the synergy is still strong enough, even though Unicorn was already released last time. But maybe people were still adapting to the new meta that is possible with Unicorn. And yeah, Jason saying the power of dark myth Wukong. Nice. Yeah, the release of that separate game is really coinciding with the release of Unicorn and the return of Dark Sun Wukong into the top 10. So very, very good stuff. But props again to Sexy Sloth for guessing that correctly. I'm quite impressed by that one. What is it, Destroyer?
I think I've seen a lot, like very often. Platoon 1, Dark Wukong at the end, and 3.
Right, exactly.
And 3,
yeah. I'm using that the same way, basically. Yeah. With the guard in front, with Yukata Ludmilla in front, and when she dies or when someone on the team dies, Unicorn should still be around, most likely, and then she can just multiply and go wild together with Cthulhu, which is quite a nice combination, I would say. Not to underestimate the synergy between these 3 units. Well, talking about 3 units, we only have one of these 3 units revealed yet, so we will have to move on to number 6. Yeah, Sexy Slaughter's right, place 5 in Plat 1, giving her big stonks. Kanye is ranked higher, my bad, I should have known. True people must have realized the synergy late. Man, nowadays, whenever I read the kind of true without the E in the end, I just feel like I'm personally being called out, but oftentimes it's just people saying true, of course. All right, let's see the guesses. Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back and review them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ten.
Right, I'm back. Let's see.
Uh,
Destroyer singing for the crowd while I'm gone. Very nice.
I counted from 1 to 10, and you're late for like 10
Oh,
seconds.
damn shit! I'm being tracked here. Feels like work. All right, we have Void on YouTube asking, where does Unicorn rank? Well, we have not seen Unicorn yet, so she's not ranking 7 to 10, but any other rank above or below is still possible. So let's see. Is it Unicorn time already? We are asking about the number 6 and Exo going with Musashi. Destroyer going with Water Anya. Whippo saying Water Anya number 1000. There need to be a lot of SSRs released first before that happens. All right. Wa is going for Unicorn as well. No, the stream doesn't end. Jesus, okay, I feel like I'm quite behind with the messages. Let's see with the synergy. I wouldn't think Uni would go down. Sexy's Lost going with Water Anya 6. Asher going there as well. Whippo saying Unicorn number 5. Destroyer Water Anya number 6. A lot of Water Anya guesses here. Jason still going with Napoleon. No hope lost yet. I mean, we have seen some drops, so maybe there's still space, although Dark Sun Wukong was previously not in the top 10, so of course she's taking a spot away there potentially. Oh, Sexy Sloth also saying maybe Light Anya falls hard because of Cthulhu. Destroyer saying Water Anya is worse than Musashi. Exo going with Water Anya. Destroyer saying I bet my PP and soul for this. Very nice. PP stands for power points for those who are not aware, of course. Nothing inappropriate here. Shadows showing up, of course, cutting some sausage. Oh, Destroyer saying number 5 and number 6 will be Anya's. Oh, switching his guess to number 6, Light Anya instead of Water Anya. Okay. A few months back, or actually not that long back, I think 2 months back, Water Anya and Light Anya was still number 2 and 3. So 5 and 6 would be quite the fall. Either Water Anya or Musashi is out of top 10. Ooh, that's a hot take. So not enough space for these 2 water units, Quippo is saying. Shadows changed his lineup again. Let's see how that reflects in the true power rankings of next month. But now I finally caught up, and so I think he's also saying Napoleon probably not good enough. And Exo saying maybe the all enemies attack on all enemies execute from Napoleon, the revolution, or vive la révolution. I don't know French, to be honest. Might have cost some to pull for Napoleon. Wow, Destroyer already locking in his top 6 now. Anya Vad guard, Anya Vad not guard, then Musashi, Unicorn, King Size Hazard. Fun. Okay. Blood Moon changing his answer to Storm King Arthur now or to number 1? I'm not sure what it is. Quippo saying Napoleon not top 10. Wa is going for Water Cinderella. Now this would be a 5 rank increase, like Dark Sun Wukong just pulled off. I think it's Vive, right? It's not Viva. Viva is, I think, Spanish, and Vive is French, but don't quote me on that, okay? All right, then after I finally caught up to everyone, I can reveal the number 6 because people were hot on her tracks. It is indeed an Anya, and it is, well, which Anya is it? Both of them much higher, of course, last time, so this is a definite fall for this Water Anya. Here we go. Yeah, still top 4 in all regions except Japan, but in Japan she is already dropping for sure. No way around that. But yeah, I mean, what is there to say? Water Anya, of course, still very nice with the water barrier, with the support and everything. But of course, the executes getting more and more are a strong problem for her. Also, the get turns that people have, so she doesn't get to the Aegis overload much or easily at all. But yeah, I mean, you can see still the usage is 81.7%. So I think the second highest usage among all SSRs in Evertale right now in the top teams. And so she definitely still has her place, but just not high up. You just have to hope that you are having her enter when there are no longer many executors around that can easily kill her off. So yeah, that is number 6, Water Anya, with quite a fall, 1.8 million true power. This is actually, I think, the first time ever she fell under 8 million. This prior number 1 unit we just discussed before, she's the only one who ever managed to go above 10 million true power because of that insane versatile skill set that was pretty much universally used with the entry effect Abusal, but nowadays the units that are being released are kind of anti-entry effect, if you want, given that units like Unicorn and Cthulhu actually benefit from enemy units entering, while the stun or whatever is triggered due to Water Anya might even be neglected due to some auto purify or get turn or stuff like that. So yeah, that is Water Anya at number 6. Well, everything is obvious in hindsight, I guess. Wa is still going for Water Cinderella next. I miss the old Kanye. Kanye actually sounds quite similar to Anya. Yes. Lexislav's gotta go. We'll catch up later. All right. Thanks for your guesses. Very good ones. Destroyer now going with Light Anya at number 5. Quippo saying Musashi is next. Last time number 5 was Unicorn. This time we didn't have a big gap between number 6 and number 7, by the way. The question now is, will there be a big gap between number 5 and number 6? And I can already spoiler a little bit and say yes. This time the huge Grand Canyon basically is between number 5 and number 6. So we are entering a very powerful area now, or rather 5 units that are one level above the rest. Oh yeah, and Water Anya, oh congrats, oh yeah, she's now over 300 days old already, so that is quite decent. Shadows meanwhile finding new gifts all the time about cutting PP. Nice. Great commitment to the Evertrade. And PP Snip, Light Anya next. 5 is Light Anya. Blood Moon saying Light Anya stonks rising. Oh, EXO is guessing Napoleon or Musashi for number 5. Then for Unicorn, Light Anya, Cthulhu, Storm King Arthur. Okay. Everybody already guessing the top 5. All right. Sexy Korean actress. Sexy Korean actress is still my favorite acronym for Storm King Arthur, probably. I wanna do a sushi shop. Rhyhorn. Okay, it's the spooky month. 5th Unicorn. It gotta be Musashi, Light Anya, or Unicorn. The Big 5. Yeah, indeed, the Big 5. Wow, I feel like I should write a book about this. Maybe a business book. I can't wait for when the entire meta is just Lolis. Let's see. Okay, well, we got quite some guesses. We have YouTube, on YouTube we have Glens joining as well. Welcome. As always, place your guesses, feel free, and also speak up whenever you want. Since this is a lot of a monologue, I'm already losing a little bit of my voice. Okay, now it's better. I drank something. All right, then we can reveal, I think, the first of the very, very strong, very powerful 5 units. And Wa is already saying these contain Cthulhu, Unicorn, Musashi, Light Anya, and Storm King Arthur. All right. Anchor on YouTube also joining. Welcome. But yeah, I think we had quite a few guesses already for number 5. I don't need a mental help. I just need a speaking help, a dialogue help. All right. Let's see. It is actually at number 5, a unit that I'm not sure. Well, I think it was number 5 at one point before. But in the meantime, she rose again and fell again and stuff like that. Well, I mean, she has been around for quite a long time. At number 5, it is none other than Light Anya, the best guard or the highest rated guard in the game still after over 600 days since her release. Still going super strong. Number 2 in the Americas, top 6 in every single region. But yeah, just as wait, let me fact check that real quick. Yeah, just as Water Anya and also just as Percival and original Dark Cleopatra, Light Anya goes down by 3 ranks compared to August, losing nearly 1 million true power in the process, but still a step above the remaining units that we have covered so far. But yeah, still very decent, still a very good guard, but of course, dark matter is not exactly nice for her, and anti-guard or guard ignoring measures are also not what she likes to see. So yeah. Sergio is right. Today it's only me hosting. Well, hosting is usually me, but usually we have a few talkative people, I would say. This time it's a bit more chill, but that way maybe it is also a bit of a more streamlined live stream. By the way, we have already over 20 viewers on YouTube right now. That is very nice. Welcome, welcome. That has kind of doubled in the last few minutes. So welcome to the stream. As a quick recap, so far we have already revealed 6 out of the top 10 for September in Evertale Arena. And number 10 was Percival. Above that came Dark Cleopatra, the original one, not the new one. Then we had Yukata Ludmilla at 8, Dark Sun Wukong at 7 with a big rise. We have Water Anya at 6 and Light Anya at 5, both of them dropping quite heavily in terms of true power and ranks this time. So yeah, this is where we are right now. So only 4 units are left and all of them are very powerful. That can already be said. But who is gonna be where, in which order, this we will discover now. What are your guesses for number 4? Yeah, actually, good point from Destroyer. I really want Dark Anya to show up sometime. Finally, a dark guard. I mean, Cthulhu has a bit of a guarding side to her, but of course, not really used as a guard. Okay, Exo saying Unicorn should be next because Dark Sun Wukong Rise is kind of a bit of a counter to Unicorn, maybe? Or a rise to Unicorn. I'm not sure what's the argument here. I guess you can make the argument both ways because Unicorn is weak to Dark Sun Wukong in defense, but she's also a huge support for Sun Wukong coming in.
Can I say something?
What was that, Destroyer? Say that again.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, so yeah, about Unicorn, I think she will go up. I think it's the same as Dark Wukong's situation.
Mhm.
She is a counter and an anti-counter to Chultu. She is very weak to Chultu, but at the same time, she is also very good together with Chultu. So yeah, I guess Uni will go up.
That is a fair argument, I think. I mean, the combo Cthulhu and Unicorn, of course, if you think about it, whenever an enemy enters and you have both fully awakened Cthulhu and fully awakened Unicorn on your team on the battlefield at that point, not only does Cthulhu get the turn immediately, but the enemy unit that is entering gets also stunned for 50 time units. So that is a massive snowball potential right there. Okay, and we have a crab in the chat. The rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated. Nice. Okay. On YouTube, we have a guess from The Economist. Very nice. That one is Cthulhu for number 4. All right. What are the other guesses? We have quite a few unicorn guesses, I think, in the chat already. Fenrir also joining that, if I read that correctly. Burn. Burn should. I mean, honestly, Burn is strong against many of the recent releases. But for now, it's probably just not enough to go into the top 10 with any fire units anyways. For that, we might want to see another Burn release that makes it possible for Burn to be strong in P1 again against units like Cthulhu as well. Gripo is saying every single King Arthur has been overrated. I wouldn't be surprised if she was number 1, but it should be Cthulhu. Well, I mean, the first one being a little overrated, I would agree, but the second one, I think, just so versatile, just so great, both from reinforcements and from Dawn, that I think it's a very fair first spot for her last month. But let's see where she lands this month. Exactly, Sergio. Cthulhu absolutely destroying Burn. Well, that is kind of the problem for Burn right now, I think, to a big degree, which makes the kind of poison stun meta that we see right now to a good degree possible, because stun, of course, doesn't have much to offer against Burn, but together with Cthulhu, a different story. But for now, I don't know if anyone still has a number 4 guess. If so, you should quickly type it. I think we had Cthulhu guess and Unicorn guess. Nobody guessing Storm King Arthur or Musashi on number 4?
I get on Musashi.
Oh,
Number 4.
Okay, got it. Destroyer going for Musashi at number 4 and Jason going with Storm King Arthur at number 4. But there seems to be pretty much agreement as to which 4 units we are talking about here. Let's see. Fenrir is saying many people don't have soulstones for Cthulhu after Storm King Arthur and Unicorn. Well, I mean, Storm King Arthur and Unicorn came out like over 1 month apart, right? So, but yeah, usually people expect the last unit to be released of a 3 package or 2 package to be the stronger one, but Cthulhu kind of broke that pattern. But let's see first who is number 4. Quippo is saying Musashi, Destroyer is saying Musashi, and well, if I find the image, I can, yes, confirm that both of them are correct. Musashi comes in at number 4 with a true power increase of 400k, so she's rated higher than before, even though she still holds on to the same rank at number 4. But yeah, Musashi also a unit. I mean, I run her together with Cthulhu. Quite nice to have that initial pushback for Cthulhu to get the turn immediately. And of course, the Absolute Zero, a very good skill to finish off any units that Cthulhu cannot defeat because of her lack of an execute skill. So yeah, very good guesses from some of you there. Also, Sino on YouTube put in the Musa guess in time, so congrats on that. And yeah, she is, nice for you to point that out, she is actually ranked number 1 in Europe. Musashi ranked as the best unit there, the most dominating unit for the meta there, which might also be connected to some other meta environment. But in general, she is a top 5 unit everywhere and comes in at number 4 in total. Of course, she was number 1 for 1 month before Storm King Arthur was released. Storm King Arthur is still a big enemy, but I think the Cthulhu release and some other happenings gave her that little boost again that we see here with the true power increase. And 64.4% usage actually not that low for newer units. This has been a bit of a pattern. You can't really compare the usage numbers to, you know, a few months ago. A few months ago when we had the old methodology, I only looked at 100 teams. Now I'm looking at 1,000 teams, and so naturally the usage rates of the top units will go down. All right. Quippo already going with the offside guess of Unicorn actually going number 1. Unicorn Supremacy, Sun Poison Meta. Well, very much looks like it. We have only 3 units left now. Who could these 3 units be, and who is at number 3? What are your guesses, guys?
3 Unicorn.
Okay, Destroyer going with Unicorn, Clover going with Unicorn, Cthulhu guess from Jason, Blood Moon going with Unicorn. Quippo saying can't wait for the you instantly lose your entire team meta. Well, Cthulhu is a step into that direction, I guess. Sergio going with Storm King Arthur. Yeah, okay, so we have a good variety here. Storm King Arthur previously number 1. Asher saying pseudo guard being better than an actual guard in top 3. Yeah, I mean, the guards are getting nerfed, arguably. I mean, we saw that all guards, well, I'm not gonna say all guards, but most guards lost true power in this month. Oh, let's see. We have some more guesses. Sergio saying Cthulhu will get the number 1 throne. Quippo going for Unicorn. Yeah, I agree. The pseudo guard, or the I mean, she's not just a pseudo guard. She becomes an actual guard, and quite powerful at that. Powerful one at that. Cthulhu, after she enters the warped reality. Of course, you don't want her to, but if she does, she can still provide some good value, especially with the hypnosis that also goes on and the constant healing. Actually, the way I read her skill set at first, when Cthulhu was released, I wasn't aware that after becoming a guard, she would still all the time heal back to 100% whenever she hits the 1 HP. So that is actually good against units like Musashi, who constantly run into her with Lone Wolf, for example, and Cthulhu just keeps healing. All right, but yeah, there seems quite some unity in terms of which units we expect here for the top 3. The question, of course, is who gets which spot, and I think this number 3 is one of the this kind of order of the top 3 is the big is a bit of a surprise, I would say. I mean, honestly, if I would just do a subjective ranking, which this is definitely not, I would have ordered them in a different manner. But you know, the data is what the data is. And meanwhile, we have another guess for Unicorn at number 3 from Sino on YouTube. Evertale Chokestarch joining in as well. Hey, true, it's you. Yes. Hey, you, it's true. I can't come up with a nice hey, it's me rhyme right now. Nate Styron is going with Unicorn at 3. We have some more Storm King Arthur guesses at number 3. We have Unicorn, Rhyhorn. All right. Pretty much, yeah. All right, then I'm gonna reveal the first surprise. I mean, Yushi also going on YouTube with Unicorn. But I have to say, we have a unit at number 3 that definitely deserves a top 3 spot. Some would argue maybe even higher, but she's not a top unit in every single server. And right now, it's only enough for her to get the 3rd spot. It is Cthulhu at number 3 with 8.9 million true power coming in I think around 1 million true power higher than the IPOs in Evertrade led us to believe. So that is a nice profit for everybody who got Cthulhu in the IPO. 47% usage after a few weeks of her release, but the usage isn't that high, but her power, her impact on your win rate, on your Champions Arena results is just huge. So any teams that run her seem to overperform quite heavily. She is ranked number 2 in Japan. Well, actually number 2 in Asia in general, but in Europe and Americas, she is lagging a bit behind. But yeah, during this stream, we already discussed why she is so good. She has that really broken passive, the biggest steamroll potential in the entire game, especially if you combine her with an executor like Storm King Arthur or Musashi. Unicorn doesn't hurt either, because then the enemies have even less chance to react. So yeah, that is why we have Cthulhu at number 3. People seem to be a bit disappointed that it is this low, but I have to remind you, 8.9 million true power is a territory that rarely units come into, and especially such rather specific DPS units of the poison variety, which of course cannot be run together with somebody like Sleep Team or something like that. But yeah, the meta right now, definitely poison stun. And so yeah, Quippo saying lol, America is stupid, and then in the next message, I didn't get her either, so I'm not really helping. Well, yeah. A lot of people at first didn't think Cthulhu has such a big impact. I'm a bit lucky to have quickly realized that potential. Actually, I never fully awakened a unit as quickly as Cthulhu already. Basically within 24 hours of her release. Usually I wait a bit and wait for more data, wait for more experiences, but yeah, this just looked too broken to me to ignore, and so I also got the Fountain Rewards together with Cthulhu just in time. All right, so that means we are left with only 2 slots remaining in the top 10. And yeah, that means who takes these spots. One of the surprises is probably number 3, Cthulhu. But arguably, I would say the number 2 that we have coming up now was, personally speaking, the biggest surprise for me in the rankings of this month. Even more of a surprise than Dark Sun Wukong or some other drops that we have seen. So yeah, Storm Supremacy. Unicorn then. Next is Swimsuit Nagi. Still waiting for that one to bring back Sleep. Napoleon, Jason. Jason going for the Napoleon guess the whole time. Economist going with Kaguya. Well, Dark Kaguya is not released yet. So, maybe too early for another top 2 Kaguya. We have One and Vash. Okay, cool. Now we're just going through the alphabet. But yeah, if you are interested in how good Vash and One are, of course, feel free to check out my recently released encyclopedia, which is alphabetical, so you can watch Vash and One pretty much right next to each other and hear where they tier. But yeah, who is number 2? We have a lot of Kaguya hype now in the chat. But yeah, as I said, Kaguya is not released yet. Last time Kaguya, well, the original Kaguya of the Earth element, ranked number 15, so it would be quite surprising to see her rise back into the number 2, especially because Cursed Sleep isn't exactly the meta right now, I would say. All right, so I think I'm just gonna reveal it. We have guesses all over the place with new Cleo now as well coming in. But it is a big surprise. It is not Kanye. Oh my god, it's kind of cursed, that image. At number 2, Clover is still in the hating mode for New Cleo, but at number 2 we actually have a unit that is ranked number 1 in Japan, which is kind of crazy. And overall she comes in at number 2. This unit is so far the best support probably ever released in Evertale to this date. Her active skills are nothing to write home about, I would say, but her passives make her shine, the synergies make her shine, and we have Unicorn with a huge increase of 1.4 million true power to 9.4 million true power, which means a hefty dividend is paid. She's up 3 ranks compared to August, so that is now the number 2 spot for her. She's top 5 in every single region, over 60% usage. And yeah, Unicorn absolutely dominating despite her active skills being so underwhelming. Well, I mean, you know, she has the gift turn, she has the instant pushback, but and she has the rainbow rate, of course, once she unlocks it. But 300 time units is a long time. Sometimes nowadays the battle is already over at that point. If I think about some Cthulhu steamrolls of my team, and so yeah, it's really not about the active skills. It's about the 50 TU stun on entry of all enemies if you have her fully awakened, and of course the providing the armor and the giving turn is also nice. So really all about the support. And yeah, she came surprisingly close there, I would say. I didn't expect her to be top 3 even, to be honest, just because of her underwhelming active skill set, but the passives are just so essential right now that it all doesn't matter. I mean, the plus side is, yeah, you kind of need to have her fully awakened for a reliable stun on entry of enemies, but maybe you don't even need that many resources invested into her, because it's not really about her stats after all. But yeah, that is Unicorn at number 2. Maybe surprising to some of you. To me, it certainly was. But now I no longer want to let you wait. We have been waiting all the time during this event for the big reveal of the number 1, and so I will prepare that soon. And it is a unit that already previously had a variant on the number 1 spot before. It is the second variant of another number 1 unit, so to speak. And so yet again, we have another number 1 unit in that. And so yeah, I'm not gonna wait any longer. Here we go. This is the big reveal. We have this dark unit. As I said before, it is a unit, the second one of its kind. Cinderella for a long time was number 1. Unfortunately, this dark Cinderella never really reached that spot because the reveal that I just did, of course, was the number 1 one. So number 11, Dark Cinderella, she is dropping out of the top 10 with this result. Still quite decent with 5.6 million, but yeah, just too much crowd control flying around these days. And so she is mostly relegated to later platoons. Do keep in mind her usage though, it is 79%, so a huge amount of people are actually using her a lot. And yeah, so that is Dark Cinderella at number 11, but now I'm not gonna trick you anymore. This time I'm gonna reveal the actual number 1. Absolute promise. And of course, the same thing that I said before about Cinderella is also true here. It is the second variant of a number 1 unit, so that wasn't a lie either. Storm King Arthur keeps her first rank from last month, actually rises by 500k true power, going up to 9.8 million, but doesn't break the 10 million barrier. She is top 3 in every single region. She's number 1 in rest of Asia, she's number 1 in Americas, and she's number 1 overall in Japan. It's just enough for the 3rd place though. 85 days after her release, she is still number 1. So yeah, Storm King Arthur is still the total package, I would say. If somebody is just starting out with Evertale and looking for a carry unit, so to speak, at the beginning, then Storm King Arthur is a very, very easy recommendation. And the good thing is that she will probably return soon on her 2nd banner. And then it is really easy to use her as a carry. Something I wouldn't recommend, for example, is going for the number 2 unit, Unicorn, who is really just all about the unicorn and about the synergies. Yeah, she's also about the unicorn. But yeah, she's about the synergies with other strong units that she supports, so they can carry you. But if you just have unicorn, then I think this is not going to end well for you, especially in the arena. While Storm King Arthur can do pretty much everything with her resettable hold ground, with the wards, with the stealth shield, with her powerful attacks. Spirit is also not a concern for Storm King Arthur. And of course, the passive stunning is absolutely massive for any teams that can get stunned. And so, yeah, this is why. And Storm King Arthur, of course, has that really, really nice execute that can finish off units. Not even they don't even have to have high TU to finish them off. But of course, if they have high TU, like a stun at the beginning, then she deals a lot of damage reduction, ignoring damage on top of that execute skill, that Regal Wave Master. So yeah, good one, Exo. Guess that right. Storm King Arthur remains at the top spot. And yeah, on YouTube, somebody, Nate Styron, is saying Musashi is Dark Cindy's problem. She doesn't have self-heal. That is true. But Musashi isn't the only problem of Dark Cindy, so to speak. I mean, if she falls asleep, it's an issue. If Storm King Arthur stuns her or gets her, it's an issue. And yeah, even Cthulhu, arguably, because of the many turns she gets, is an issue for Dark Cinderella, because the time units required so she can reset the Spirit Crash again aren't easy to come by in the fast meta of today. All right. Good. Yeah, good point, Clover. Before we go, before we wrap this up, we want to see where are the new units. Cthulhu was already revealed to be number 3. So this is something that the other ones, Napoleon and Earth Cleopatra, didn't manage. But what did they manage? Let's see. Where do we have them? We're gonna go in order, basically. We have Napoleon, who was released after Cthulhu. She is coming in with a top 20 ranking amongst all regions. She even comes with a top 10 ranking in the Americas. But unfortunately, this is the only region where she managed to break into the top 10. She makes it into the top 15, pretty much exactly into the top 15, because she comes in at number 15 with a true power of 3.3 million. So that is slightly below the IPO price for Napoleon. So unfortunately, those who got her there will make a slight loss. She is underperforming a bit, probably because she's just not as necessary for a stun poison platoon as Storm King Arthur and Unicorn, and the other slot in the meta platoon is occupied by Cthulhu already, and so Napoleon doesn't quite fit there. Another thing that kind of held me back from pulling on Napoleon, despite her actually having decent value at 1 copy already, is that she only starts the battle with 1 charge, and she needs other units to get the turn to get new charges first, and that can be quite lethal because this means she basically starts out with just a normal hold ground, and given how fast moving the meta is together with Cthulhu, she often dies quite easily to that unit. All right, we have a lot of anti-American sentiment here in terms of what they use in the rankings. But I'm surprised that Clover is saying that, given that the Americas pushed up Napoleon. If Americas used Napoleon less, then her price would also come in much lower. So, yeah. Napoleon only really being used much in the Americas, it seems. But yeah, true. That's actually a good point. She's Napoleon is number 10 in the Americas, and Cthulhu is number 11. But I'm not complaining because this way I'm achieving my best Champions Arena results ever. So yeah, this is all good. Maybe the people on the on the Americas servers are not watching my videos as much, and so they weren't aware of the huge threat that Cthulhu poses, or they just underestimated her, or they just like storm units more or lowlies less, I guess. But yeah, speaking strictly about skills, of course, Cthulhu is on a different level compared to Napoleon and Earth Cleopatra, which is our next release. Let's see where this unit lands. Whippo saying my server is so dead, I'm winning with a full sleep team. That is actually indeed a bit of a sign that the server is dead. Well, but to be fair, every server has a bit of a volatile meta, and one meta leads to another meta, and this influence can carry over for a long, long time. So, I mean, sleep being dominant with somebody with like Water Cinderella, also not completely unthinkable. And Dark Cleopatra, the Earth variant, is also a unit that might run into such a hybrid sleep team, I would say. Where does she come in? Maybe a little higher than some have expected. It's actually quite funny because of how close together these new units are in the release. We have Dark Cleopatra actually completely failing or flopping in Europe and in the rest of Asia, but she is doing quite fine in Japan and in the Americas. And what this means is that, surprisingly, Dark Cleopatra Earth comes in a whooping 6,000 true power above Napoleon. So, yeah, number 14, Dark Cleopatra, and that means the IPO is actually a profit for those who got the share. She is doing okay in Japan and has a usage of 17% in 1,000 top teams. For now, that is enough for the number 14 spot. Of course, still completely different level than somebody like Cthulhu. And I mean, yeah, even if you take Dark Cleopatra and Napoleon together, Cthulhu is still having the higher true power, and that tells you all you need to know about these 3 newest releases. I heard some laughter. We cannot really beat America. Oh man. Okay, a lot of trash talking here for Dark Cleopatra, but I mean, if she pops off, she pops off, and then it can be a different story. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of her, not convinced, and I didn't pull her, of course. She's also less of a unit that can work at one copy than like Napoleon, for example. So I still prefer Napoleon in that way as well. And yeah, I mean, Escher, you bet 3.5, but IPO came in at 3 million, so you still make a profit, by the way. Okay, we have a request here for the highest burn unit rank before we wrap up. Let me check that for you. The highest burn unit rank is higher this time than last time. Which makes sense given that stun or units weak to burn are actually being released more commonly now. Weak to stun burn, so to speak. We have at number 18, Lebu. And as a little bonus, I give you a unit that also had an even higher true power increase, and that was quite formidable. She is becoming a bit more common in hybrid teams in Platoon 1. Of course, it's Cerberus at number 19, who gained 500,000 true power, which is a 24% increase in market price in Evertrade. So that is very good stuff here from Cerberus. I said it before in a different video, but I do think that Cerberus is actually the best card in the entire game, better than Light Anya. Controversial statement, but of course you can only use her in burn or in certain hybrid configurations, and that is what is holding her back big time. But just based on her passives and her actives, I think she is much the best card in Evertale right now. But yeah, Cerberus is on the rise here. We can see that number 19. I'm actually surprised that Lebu is higher than Cerberus here, but to some degree that might still be because Lebu is newer than Cerberus and gets maybe a little too much of a boost in the algorithm. But yeah, I can't really tell, to be honest. All right, on YouTube we have Nate saying new Cleo, Cthulhu, and Napoleon will wipe your whole team. Well, I'm not sure if it's enough to introduce a new meta. Well, obviously, apparently, it's not the most popular meta right now, but yeah, that kind of combination might be why somebody like Dark Cleopatra, who on release kind of disappointed some people, is still ranked quite highly. Yeah, Cerberus is so tanky, man. All right, we have a Water Cinderella request. Let's do that one too, real quick. We already know that the highest ranked Cinderella is still Dark Cinderella at number 11. But where is Water Cinderella, the sleep unit that is kind of strong? Well, actually arguably the strongest sleep unit. But obviously sleep is having a very hard time right now. And Water Cinderella is actually a funny case because she's ranked 13 in Japan, she's ranked 13 in the rest of Asia, she's ranked 13 in Europe, and she's ranked 14 in America. So of course she lands on number 13, but with quite the big loss. 1.6 million true power down. Sleep is really struggling right now. I think Water Cinderella is being relegated to Platoon 4s a lot right now, given that Poison Stun are both her weaknesses, and Poison Stun is the Platoon 1 meta right now. Water Cinderella is really having a tough time. The charges are being disabled by the Mega Poison of Cthulhu, and even if she could do something, she gets possibly stunned first by the other part of the meta right now. And so yeah, Water Cinderella is having a hard time, even though if she gets turns and gets rolling, the sleep is really crazy because it just doesn't stop. The nightmares don't end. All right. I think that's all for now. Of course, I'm gonna post the top 42 on my YouTube channel as usual, the top 28 on my Discord. If you haven't subscribed yet, do so on YouTube, please. And also, of course, you can subscribe to the Discord announcement server where I post these rankings for your own Discord server if you run an Evertale Discord. Thanks a lot for tuning in today. And yeah, thanks for all your support. If you want to consider supporting me more, you can also check out the new enabled memberships on my server for $1 a month. You can get some nice perks. But if not, you will still get the full content. As usual, all videos are being made available to all of you on my YouTube channel for free. All right, that's it for today. Okay, I can give you a fun fact to close it out. Frankenstein and Genie, where they land. By Davidenyo on YouTube already. Thanks for joining. And in terms of the rankings, we have Genie at number 32 with 1.1 million true power, 13% usage. And Frankenstein is right below her with number 33 at 850,000 true power. So she's already below 1 million. Just a month after release, basically. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's been 2 months, but yeah, this is definitely the weakest release we had in a very long time. 10% usage for Frankenstein still, but yeah, I mean, you know, where is she being used? Maybe in position 20 of some teams, I see her. But even there, I mean, she has nothing to offer, especially now that Cthulhu is running wild, which she is weak against on top of that. But yeah, I agree here, Clover. That is quite possibly the worst 2024 release ever. Although there is still hope that she falls even further. And Jason is asking, weaker than Honochi at the same point after release? Yeah, well, hard to tell. I mean, at release, Honochi was still quite good, but then they released Water Alice 2 weeks later, which kind of ended the burn era of that year. So hard to tell where Honochi was at that point. And also the ranking methodology changed, so it's of course hard to compare them based on the data. All right. Good. Blood Moon, who said you were crazy when you said Frankenstein isn't worth it? I think, I mean, yeah, I mean, some people were arguing for Frankenstein, admittedly, but I think after a few weeks, it was quite common knowledge that Frankenstein is someone you can skip. All right, good. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. And
Can I say something?
yeah, of course.
No. YouTube. Like and subscribe.
Very nice. Thanks, Destroyer. Then I don't have to say it. I can just thank everybody for watching. I will add the timestamps later so you can flip through the most important moments if you want to relive some of the reveals. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks, Sino, for the thank you on YouTube, for the live chat, comments, and as always, thanks for watching.